If you've been thinking about waking up to the water in Gig Harbor and curious about some of the local favorite locations, I'm about to outline some of the best spots that locals love. When people think of Gig Harbor, they think of kayaking and the water, the boats, the views, just the calm Northwest lifestyle. But not all waterfront is the same. Some sit right on the beach, some sit high above looking out over the harbor, while others are just a short walk to the water. So today I'm breaking down the best areas for waterfront or water views in and around Gig Harbor, whether you want to sip your coffee on the beach or launch your kayak or just have a water view with easy access to the beach. For those of you who have not met me yet, I'm Sarah Husby, a local realtor, mom, and community connector. The reason why I wanted to make this video is because I have a lot of clients that reach out interested in waterfront or water view properties. And whether they're from the Midwest or even California, the Puget Sound waterfront and water view properties around here are extremely different. And then there's a lot that goes into it, whether it's high bank, low bank, medium bank. Do you want a deep water dock? Can you even have a dock? Do you have rights to the beach? These are all things that we discover as you tour around the area and you're looking at specific properties. So let's dive in and talk about the waterfront communities, the true front row experience. Well, there's a lot of waterfront communities around here. The main ones are Walachit, Horsehead Bay, Hale Passage, Colvos Passage, Henderson Bay, and of course, downtown. In all of these neighborhoods, there's a sense of pride in the lifestyle that you live. Consider releasing your kayak out in the evening to go catch your crab pots, to enjoying your breakfast out on your dock. People do love that waterfront lifestyle. Homes here are well over $1 million, especially if they have a dock or a sandy beach. While it does come with a heftier price tag, it also comes with certain things that you'll need to be aware of, whether it's bulkhead care, tidal changes, or saltwater corrosion. These are all factors to keep in mind if you want that front row seat, but it's certainly worth it. The first things you'll want to do is determine what lifestyle you're looking for. For example, out at Horsehead. Horsehead has quite a bit of low bank, and that lifestyle is definitely in the summer. It's a party area where everyone's out there on their boats and enjoying the neighbors that are out on their dock. Yet it's 15 minutes away from the nearest grocery store. And then also determine as far as area and commute you want, and then from there you can determine if it fits the low, medium, or high bank. However, there are some specific areas that do provide you the high bank if that's specifically what you're looking for. If you are wanting high bank, you can look on the east side of Gig Harbor, which is right around Sunrise and Point Ruston, all along that Colvos Passage that gives you sweeping views of the water and Vashon Island. And that is east facing, so you get that sunrise, and in some cases you will get the view of Mount Rainier. And then on the south end that looks over Hale Passage with much larger views of Mount Rainier, you do have some high bank locations there as well. Traditionally, high bank is less desirable than low bank due to several different factors. You have to keep in mind the erosion, you have steps to go all the way down to the beach and back up again. But the trade-off to having high bank is you get these large sweeping views and probably a little bit more privacy without having the kayaker floating right by your front door. So now let's talk about low bank, which is highly desirable considering that you may or may not have a dock. Some common locations are downtown Gig Harbor, Walachit Bay, Horsehead Bay, of course, and then up and around Raft Island. If you are living in Horsehead Bay or Walachit Bay or even around Raft Island, you start to really develop friendships. Heading out for the evening to go meet at your friend's dock for dinner is certainly part of your lifestyle. The kids get together in the summertime on their jet skis, or you head out to Cutts Island for the afternoon on a Saturday. So it certainly is a factor to consider of what lifestyle you're ultimately looking for. While the thought of boating over to your friends for dinner sounds like there's nothing that can be bad, there are some cons to having waterfront low bank property. There are several areas around here that are in tidal zones, and what that means is that you have high tide and low tide. So in low tide, you might have a muddy beach in front of your house, and in high tide, you have to watch how high that tide goes, because in some cases we do get king tides around here, and in some cases properties have been damaged by king tides. It depends on your specific property, and that's absolutely something we will dig into when it comes to investigating further in a property that you're interested in. Another thing to pay attention to is if you have rights to the beach. So you might consider that the beach in front of your property is yours, but there are situations where it is not yours. Those are all things that we dig into, again, depending on the property that you're looking for. So if you're looking more for middle ground and you want the best of both worlds, there's also medium bank where it could be 30 to 100 feet. You may have stairs to get down there or not. But again, it comes back to the lifestyle that you're wanting. Do you want to be more social with your neighbors, or do you want to have a little bit more privacy? So let's dive into category 2, the Waterview communities. You get the benefit of the view without having to pay the higher property taxes or the higher price tag for your home. And in some cases, these communities actually have beach access, which is a nice little perk. Some favorite communities happen to be on the east side at Point Richmond. On the south end, we have Cromwell, and on the west side, we have Henderson Bay. So if you're looking for a view property, it's not always about the water view. If you're along the east side of Gig Harbor, you're going to have the Cascade Mountain Range, including the possibility of Mount Rainier. South end, when you look over Hale Passage, you get the view of Fox Island as well as Mount Rainier. And then when you're on the west side, you get the Henderson Bay water view, and then you also have the Olympic Mountains. A lot of my clients, when they first start looking for water view properties, they are specifically looking right around the water's edge. And because of all the different elevations throughout Gig Harbor, there's actually quite a few inland that gives you some sweeping 360 views of all of what I had mentioned. So again, it comes back to your lifestyle and what your preferences are. So if you're a morning riser and you really want that sunrise shot, you go along that east side, along Colvos Passage, Narrows Passage, and you get that sunrise up over the Cascade Mountains and Mount Rainier. If you really are that sunset chaser, you want to look on the west side and be able to enjoy your evening wine with that sun dropping past the Olympic Mountains. Now let's get going with category 3. Walkable to the water. And this is where prices are maybe a little bit more affordable. So you may not have the waterfront or the water view, but you can get there fairly easily. Some of the more popular areas would be downtown Gig Harbor, Raft Island, and even some places along the Key Peninsula. So when you're downtown Gig Harbor and Raft Island, there's a special heartbeat of each community that people are drawn to. With downtown, you have the boutique stores and restaurants and shops that are unique to it. And then you have the marinas as well. So with being downtown, you can be close to the buzz and the excitement of it all. Now, on the west side, where Raft Island is, that's a little bit slower pace of life, but it definitely has a sense of community where that island has several parks. And then you can also just pop your kayak in and head on over to Cutts Island for an afternoon. And if you're really concerned about affordability, I would check out the Key Peninsula. There are definitely pockets of areas where there are communities where they have the beach access and it's easy to walk to. While it's not its own category, you may have noticed that I haven't mentioned Fox Island, because Fox Island has everything that I just mentioned. It has the low bank, the high bank, even medium bank waterfront. It has wonderful communities that are walkable to the waterfront, and then it also has water view communities. So depending on specifically what your lifestyle is and what you're looking for, Fox Island most likely does have it. So really it comes down to lifestyle, your price point, time of year that you want to come. And so I invite you to reach out and we can plan a day where we tour around Gig Harbor and I can show you these places and we can see what's active on the market at the time, so you can get inside of these homes and get a sense of what it is that you like and don't like. It's your hunting and gathering stage. I think it's safe to say that waterfront living in Gig Harbor is going to be different for everyone. So feel free to reach out and we can schedule that tour. Download my relocation guide that you can get in the description below, and make sure to comment if you have any questions. Once again, thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.